I love what I do, and if you do what you love, you're going to be successful. That's what we find. I really have a passion for running this business, so in spite of all the headwinds we've come across this year, it's really made things go a lot more smoothly. My name is Kelsey Ingram. I'm a co-owner of Alaskan Soda Jerk. I've always been a huge soda fan. It's a weakness of mine, a passion, and I got into doing fairs and festivals, selling different things for different people. One year I was at the Palmer Fair, and I was across the street from the Rolling Donuts booth, and they had a line open to close all day long. Didn't matter if it was raining, didn't matter if it was cold, they were taking money. And I was across the street selling a metal polish and trying to get people to stop and talk, and it was freezing cold, and I figured I was in the wrong business. So I really like selling things at the fair, and Soda Jerk is kind of a combination of making drinks and working at festivals, so it's the best of both worlds. We kind of consider the beginning of our season Memorial Day weekend, and we normally start off with the Crab Festival down in Kodiak. And a typical summer, we will operate every weekend, minus maybe one or two, all summer long, somewhere in Alaska, ending with the Alaska State Fair in Palmer. When mandates first started coming out, just the way things were going, I felt it was a long shot that we would have any venues to operate at. And actually, of the 23 events we were slated to do, all but 2 of them were either canceled or postponed. So luckily, we were able to find smaller events to operate at, and we were able to partner with Al here at Al's Alaska Inn to operate in their parking lot for a portion of the summer, which has really saved our summer. Alan and I are co-workers at a day job that we do together, and I was telling him about how Soda Jerk was invited to operate at the pop-up movie theater at the fairgrounds when they were doing movies, and he thought it was an interesting idea that maybe he could bring the concept to Al's here to the parking lot. So we snowballed ideas back and forth, and we put this together actually in about 6 days. Permitting has been a bit of an issue. We operate under temporary food permits. We've never had to pull anything longer than a 12-day permit at the fair. So the Municipality of Anchorage will only issue a permit to a temporary food vendor for up to 21 days. So we've had a really hard time trying to work under those parameters and stay open. That's been really the biggest challenge. Everything else has come together quite well, considering the really fluid reality of how we have to operate nowadays. At the end of the day, we're all selling something, and there's still a customer out there, so you have to figure out a different way to meet the customer. And there's a lot of different avenues. A lot of times we get used to doing things a certain way. You have to put all that aside and try to think of a different way that you can get with your customer, and that's what we've done. This is actually kind of interesting. Operating every day in the month of July really made us think that we're potentially going to have to look at maybe a full-time location, or at least being open every day in Anchorage in the summertime. So that is one really positive thing that's come from all of this upheaval of the COVID-19 mandates. You know, folks, right now, Alaska businesses are really struggling. It's a really tough battle for just to make it to, through this summer. So hopefully we can survive to somewhat a normal year. Next year is what we're hoping for. But we really need folks to support the businesses here in Alaska. If you can, that at the end of the day, when you support a business, that the money's staying here in Alaska, you have to try and focus on those businesses, because if you don't, we're not going to be able to be around next year. We're just not going to make it. So Alaskans are great about supporting local, and we just need everybody to just keep that mindset. Is very important. We are a fun, entertaining business. At the end of the day, you can get something to drink anywhere. The reason that people come to Alaskan Soda Jerk is for 5 minutes of entertainment. It's an experience. So in order to sell that, we really can't operate in a place of fear. So, we take all the proper precautions. We're following all the mandates. But at the end of the day, the reason that people come to Soda Jerk is because they want to tune out of that for just a minute, get a drink, and have just a little bit of entertainment.